thanks for coming back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. So today I am in the 2018 Toyota Land Cruiser, and this thing, honestly, is pretty dang luxurious. Luxurious? Anyway, so this SUV is big, it's heavy, it's bulky, and a really interesting fact about this one compared to pretty much any other car that you're going to buy is what you see is what you get. So it comes basically all the way spec'd out. I don't know if you can see from the window sheet right here. The only option they added on is the rear infotainment system, which is an extra $2,220 on top of the $83,000 price point. So when you see it, like I saw it was $83,000 and I was a little bit shocked, but honestly, it's not bad. I'm kind of going to go show you the exterior, the interior to kind of explain a little bit more why it's worth that much before we take it on the road.
So looking at the exterior of this vehicle, it is pretty basic, but that honestly is what makes this so great. The Land Cruiser really hasn't changed too much in its history, but you can tell it looks like a Land Cruiser, and that's what you're looking for. Something I really do love is on the hood, there are some divots in there, so when you're driving, you get really, really good visibility, whereas other trucks and SUVs, it's like flat across and you can't see. But this looks so great. The headlights are nice, there's LEDs, everything about this vehicle just screams Land Cruiser, and honestly, I would expect nothing else from here, but let's check it out in the trunk and see everything else.
To open up the trunk, it should be a one push. There we go. Top opens, and the latch for the bottom, so it opens the two separate ones. You can see it right now, the seats are up, which gives you a lot more room in the back. And then you just pull that. Pull that. So you pull this lever to then manually take the seats down, which I already did, and then you pull this lever to manually put them back up. It's not automatic, which I'm actually very surprised at, since most cars in this class will have automatic. But we do have a plug, which is nice back here. I'm surprised there's not like a 12 volt back here as well or anything like that. But you know, you can't ask for everything. There are cup holders on each side with some pockets, so there is nice storage back here for anyone you have in the back. And then push close to automatically close everything for you. Now the back seat, well, the middle seat in this SUV is really nice. We have the entertainment system with covers that are kind of weird to take off. You have to like pull them up, take that down. But yeah, so the screens, and you can also see on the side, the screens aren't like in the back of the seat, so they're going to be bigger, but they do look kind of like an aftermarket option, I think. I mean, they do tilt and all that, which is nice. And then inside the center console, we have the remote. We have headphones, 2 sets of headphones, all of that. And we do have a drink slot over on this side, and in the back too, you do get to control your temperature. You have heated seats, so for high or low, and control everything here. Of course, you have the volume, HDMI. We have 12 volts down here. Again, no USB back here. There is the phone auxiliary jack for both sides, but yeah, there's no USB, which is kind of weird again, since everyone is trying to charge their different devices, so having that would be a great addition next time. Now the steering wheel is just pretty basic. We have the volume. I do like you can change the different channels here, and the volume is an actual like a button that you can push up or down for higher or lower. I do like the tactile feedback. Of course, we have this for all of the features up here, which you will see when I turn the car on. We have to talk on the phone, hang up, and the forward and the parking forward assist thing, and then lane keeping assist, which you will hear. Hopefully, I'll make sure to do lane keeping assist, and then cruise control. And we have where you can turn on the parking sensor, the lights, the windshield, the headlight have a cleaning on here, change your mirrors, all of that. We do have 3 different seat settings that you can set on here, not on that side. Now we have a great sized infotainment screen on here, and you get to do all your temperatures right here. They still actually have the CD, which is kind of fun. And let me show you, there's like the map card here, and we have the charging pad on here for an iPad like 10 or iPhone or whatever can fit with the back charging. We have a 12 volt in here, and then we have the one and only USB plug right here. So I definitely need to add some more, especially with more people using it. If there are other ones that I just completely missed, please let me know. And we have the heated steering wheel, heated and cooled seats on both the passenger and the driver, and it's also, you can do automatic or not, so they will cool or heat as you go. Now we have the off-roading options. Again, most people really don't go off-roading in these vehicles, but it's nice you can set for like crawl, so it'll actually automatically do the different speeds depending on how you set it. So it'll kind of gauge how fast you need to go up or down. And then you have mountain descent on here as well, so it'll basically coast down a mountain for you. I actually did it a few times. I'll probably try and find a video of me doing that. If I do, it'll go right here. And of course we have the different modes. You can do high or low for off-roading depending what you need. We have the ECT power, second.
So I realized I didn't explain what ECT stood for. It's electronically controlled transmission, so it slows down the gear change to a higher RPM, so kind of like the sport button does in a car, and then ECT second just basically keeps the vehicle in a second gear.
Traction control and braking the suspension. And you can see the seats are really, really nice. I like the 2-tone colors here. We have the wood, so it does make this a lot classier. Glove box, nice push. You have lots of room for lots of stuff. And then we have the center console, which is very interesting. So we push right here, which opens the top. That just gives you a teeny tiny bit of storage. And then lift it. And this is actually a cooled box, so it's like a refrigerator box, so it cools things. The only issue I have with it, you can kind of see it's not very wide, so if you have like leftovers or anything and trying to put them in here, they will not fit unless you have a teeny tiny to-go box, but it's great for like drinks and stuff if you want to put them in there to keep them cold on road trips. Hang it on. We just have the start button, and the steering wheel moves to however you last left it, which is nice. Comes up with the Land Cruiser. Turn the volume off. And on here we have the typical caution, drive safety, all of that. Be safe, don't be looking at the screen while you're driving. So you do have to, don't have to continue on it apparently. Change the radio. We have the home. It tells you, so I've been getting 12.4 miles per gallon. I have 175 range, which is not so great. It tells you what's on the radio. And we have the info apps. So it tells you have the whole app suite, fuel consumption, traffic incidents, weather. So it'll tell you if there's incidents or not. So the Entune app suite, we need a compliable device. So we don't have it. So we're just gonna ignore that. Maybe that'll be a blooper at the end, which is great. And then on here, of course, we can see there's 275 miles on this vehicle as of now. So very, very brand new, very basic. We can go through to see the tire pressure, which you have to be moving to see, how long you can go to maintain your oil, compass, music, the cruise control, and so you can set the speed so it has the automatic cruise control, so it'll see how far someone is in front of you with all of that. Don't have any messages. More settings, so you can set everything on here.
and just your basic info. So 12.3 mpg. I've got 26 miles per hour is my average, so you can tell I'm not going very fast. 175 miles range. Your speed, sway warning. So that's all really nice. So that is, nothing on last. Interesting. So it just, I guess, shuts it off all the way, which is fun. So yeah. So somehow I forgot about the moonroof. It's a nice, actually the header is a nice Alcantara. So it's nice, open. There's actually not one in the back seat, but there are the lights. These lights are LED. So you can see it's actually a really nice soft light that I really enjoy. And it tilts up or down, or it can open all the way. You do have the SOS, so in case you get in an accident. Sunglass holder, which is nice. It's actually not squishy, it's kind of hard, I like the squishy ones, but anyway. On off, and that's it. Okay, so that makes a little more sense, right? I mean, I do like a car that's basically fully loaded. You just go in, you know what you want, you know that you want the luxury, and that's it. Toyota, if you see my Camry review, it actually has 10 different Camrys, and each one is just a little bit different without having to add on a bunch of specs. So it looks like they're working on, you basically just get to walk in, say what you want in a car, and then they give you whichever one it is. So anyways, let's turn this puppy on. And you can hear that nice big V8 engine in there. It's a 5.7 liter, which is great. Let's turn that radar detector off. Always get a radar detector. I love mine. Anyway, so the big beefy V8 engine is great. You can hear it. I just love the sound of a V8, but gas mileage is not the best. I think it's like 13. Let me get you the exact gas mileage, shall I? Yep. 13 in the city, 18 on the highway, averaging 15. Right now, my average is 13.7, which is all city driving after resetting it, just out of curiosity. So it does do that. The difference is this gas tank is kind of small. So for filling up the tank, you only get like 300 miles on a tank or so, just depending on what you're doing. Whereas I know the Tundra has a bigger tank, so you get like 500 with the same engine and all of that. So that's something that for this SUV Toyota, if you could put a bigger gas tank in, I would be a bigger fan. I don't know, I just don't like stopping for gas all the time. So we do have the heated steering wheel, which is nice, especially since it's cold. It is winter here in Dallas for the next couple days. So let's take this on the road and really see what it does as I'm kind of like talking more about it. And as you saw earlier too, it has all the different off-roading modes. I still think it's so funny that so many vehicles are fully equipped to go off-roading, and maybe 90%, if that, of the consumer takes it off-road and actually uses it to its full potential. The brakes on this are pretty soft. I think part of that might be because it is brand new. Again, so this review, I can't give a full 100% comprehensive idea on everything, because some things is the car just breaking in. I mean, taking it on high speeds, it started to smell just a little bit, but that's normal for a new car. You just have to break it in, wear it in just a little bit. Maybe I'll do a whole video on that as well. So getting that initial, the more I drive it, the more I can tell it's being broken in. It is a little bit easier to drive. So that's nice. I do enjoy that. So this is big. It is bulky. There's a lot of room. It is comfortable. It's just taking it out to start. I was a little nervous because it is a big SUV. And really comparing it more to a truck than a car for the base and what it's on. So handling is different. I mean, knowing that it's a big SUV isn't that bad. I actually learned to drive on a Suburban, so an older Suburban as well. So it wasn't like a brand new Suburban. So this is actually not bad comparing it to that. Getting into this, knowing you're getting a big vehicle is about it. You know you're getting a truck, you're getting a big SUV. It's gonna drive like a big SUV, so that's fine too. let me get out of here and we can talk. The turning radius on this is actually really, really impressive. I can do U-turns on like a 2-lane street. I know, it's crazy. I think that's great. So for those of you who do drive around town, it's actually it's really good for driving around town. So the handling on this is all-wheel drive, again, made for off-roading. So you do get a lot better handling going through turns, going through the U-turns. As you saw right there, it was across 3 lanes, no problem. I probably could have gone a little bit tighter even if I wanted to. So you have that. It really is impressive if you're in the city. I know a lot of bigger SUVs are really hard to drive around in town just because of the sheer size and the inability to really be able to maneuver around. But this is great. It's great for parking. Again, with the 360-degree camera, that's really nice. And I do like too that the camera, you can do the automatic feature, so when you start to slow down, it shows up so you can see how close you are to the car ahead of you. I don't know if I pointed that out or not, so I just did right now. And I think that honestly is such a great feature, just being able to fully see what you have. It does have the little like divots in the hood, so you do get much better visibility than some trucks or SUVs that are just like straight across. It also gives it that just unique styling of the Land Cruiser. So when you see this, you know it's a Land Cruiser. Like, this is a classic. This is thinking of the Land Cruiser, I just think like the big bulky machine. And this is it. It still does it. It's great to drive. It has really great pickup once you're on the road. So I had no problems like getting on the highway. It went up to 90 with 0 issues. Again, that's a big old V8 engine giving you that pure power. It has lots of horsepower and torque, and it is just made to drive. This is really more of a people hauler than a thing hauler. So there are like a couple different things I would kind of tweak on this vehicle. My main thing being that the back seats don't fully fold down, they fold up to the side, and they're also not power. So as you saw, you couldn't see me doing it because you have to use 2 hands to fold them up or down, and that's just not the most convenient thing. If you just realize you have to pop it up real fast, you have things, you have groceries, children, whatever it is that you have in your hands that you're juggling, to have to do that on top of it is just a little inconvenient. Another one that's seriously, please, if you know where they're hiding, let me know. There's only one USB port in this SUV. One. I don't know where any other are. If they're hiding somewhere, I just completely missed it. Please let me know. Obviously, they're not that easy to see, so that would be helpful to add a few more on too. There are multiple 12 volt in here, so you can plug that in and use that and put, the charger there. But at this day and age, most vehicles have at least 2, if not more, USB ports to charge everyone's devices in here. So would I get this vehicle? Honestly, if those back seats folded flat, I would consider it as an option if I were in the market. But for me, that's just a deal breaker. I don't have a big group of kids I'm hauling around, so I'm gonna need a big SUV where I can haul stuff. Like, go to IKEA and just fill it up and be able to move things. That's what I'm looking for. So Toyota, if you can possibly fix that, that would be better. I'm sure, although, it must be you get better ground clearance in the back by doing that, so that also helps you off-road. Again, I don't off-road, so this just is not a vehicle for me per se, but I do really like it, and I do really enjoy driving it around, and I would not oppose getting one if it were given to me. I personally, that right there is a deal breaker, and I'll talk more too. Maybe I'll have another video about buying a car and why something like that really is important. So I think that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Make sure you hit that red subscribe button so you can subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon as well so you'll be alerted every time I have a new video come up. And give this video a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see y'all next time. Bye bye.